Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
South Point Square versus Shelley Moore. 2601543. Is Shelley Moore here? Come on up here, ma'am. Did you listen to the video?
Yeah.
Come on up here to the podium, please, and tell me your name.
All
All right. Good morning, Ms. Schoen. Your appearance?
Good morning, Your Honor. Marlena Schoen for the plaintiff, P69505. I'm appearing for the attorneys of record.
Ma'am, did you listen to and understand the rights on the video?
Yes.
Do you wish to apply for funding or talk to a lawyer?
Counter sue and also do a jury trial against them. I'm not a lawyer. One, I do not owe this, and I've reached out to them repeatedly. I have proof of that. They are targeting and harassing me and threatening.
Slow down, slow down. Just
Okay,
slow down.
so I work midnight, so I'm really tired.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Okay.
I have to believe there's a triable issue. I'll be glad to talk to you here.
Okay.
Ms. Sean, why don't you tell me what the total amount is that's due on this?
$175 is sued.
Hang on a sec. Just,
I'm
talking
happy
her.
to, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
I'm happy to, Your Honor. So just to make a statement first, we have a payment of $554 that we're holding because it's a partial payment. And the co-op does not accept partial payments. So the total amount, $552 in arrears, $225 in late fees, and that includes also a NSF check fee, and then $179.04 in our court costs, for a total of $956.04. Miss
Is that less
Moore,
than 575?
Your Honor, once the 554 is applied, so we don't apply with, and this is a co-op, they don't apply partial payments. So if a partial payment is made, they'll hold the payment, but they don't apply it. So once the 554 is subtracted, then she will owe approximately $400.
40204.
402. So, Your Honor, just to be clear, there was an NSF fee that took place in October. It was October 17th. 552 was returned for insufficient funds. There was a $25 fee that was assessed and a $50 late fee. Because the $25 fee and the $50 late fee were never paid, she's then had late fees every month. So so
let me
the
stop
balance,
you a second. Let me stop you. Ms. Moore.
Yes, sir.
Now, wait a minute. I want you to just take a step back a second. They had to file a lawsuit. They are therefore entitled by law to their court costs and their statutory attorney fee, which amounts to $179.04. They're also entitled to late fees. How much do you cap your late fees at?
Your Honor, the late fees are $50 per month, and then there was and there were a few months where we didn't charge her late fees at all. So she was charged the NSF $25 fee, and she was only charged 4 late fees, even though she was late for October, November, December, January, February, March, and April, which is 7 months. She was only charged 4 late fees.
So just take off your combative hat.
I'm trying.
Okay, just take off your combative hat for a moment. And I'm not sure why they're not. Why does the co-op not accept partial payments when it's for non-payment of rent?
So, Your Honor, they have a policy of not accepting partial pay. So they have a large ownership and membership, and they don't accept partial payments because it's a board policy. I'm covering this case today. This is not my case. I can't get into the reason behind it. I'm not sure what the reason is, but they do have a policy against accepting partial payments, because I think once people start to make partial payments, they feel like so here's the thing. If she had paid the 554, then if we'd accepted that, she would have been current on her carrying charges, but not the late fees and not the
Well,
other
you have the right
fees.
to come in and get a judgment for the remaining balance, is my point.
I
I don't
understand, Your
go-
Honor. I'm covering this one, so I can't go into the reason that the board made this decision, why this is part of the rules and regulations. If you want a testimony on that at another day, I could certainly provide that.
testimony. I just think it's okay. Okay, so sit back a second.
Okay.
What part of this do you disagree with? You got to pay the late fees. You got to pay the court costs. And I don't see any way how you don't know 40204 unless you can tell me, and you're going to have to spell it out clearly. But just take off your angry hat for a second, okay?
So I want to take a step back. Back in October, right? They're saying back in October about the check fee, correct? I just received in March of this year, them addressing me. That's one issue.
Wait a minute. Wait. Slow down. What do you mean you just received in March them addressing?
They just sent me,
Well, did you have a bounce check in October or not?
I did,
Well,
but I didn't have late fees. There's more to
ma'am,
this.
ma'am, if you bounce a check, that's your fault.
Correct.
That's actually illegal to write a check with not insufficient funds in the account, particularly when you know that.
I didn't know.
Well, you can't write checks if you don't have the money in the bank.
Right.
So they had a check that bounced. And therefore, once that check bounced, you're accumulating late fees.
I have, well, let me back up and say, I requested them to send me the rules and regulations
Why are you fighting?
because I don't owe. I have.
You don't owe?
No.
You don't know the filing service and statutory attorney fee? You don't know late fees? Come on.
If I came to court for a jury trial, if I showed you what I have.
Good. You're going to bring it next week. You're going to bring everything. You're going to get it all put together and you're going to calculate for me. Right now, you're not winning.
I understand that, and I'm not a lawyer.
Well, I know, but if you bounced a check in October, who's at bigger fault? Them for not telling me you bounced a check until March?
I bounced.
Wait, you're interrupting me. Who's more at fault? Them for not telling you or addressing the fact that you bounced a check in October until March? You not knowing that you bounced the check, or you writing the check when there were insufficient funds in the account?
The day that they notified me that the check was.
Doesn't matter. You bounced a check.
Right.
They're entitled to the NSF fees.
I'm not, well.
What part are you complaining about? I'm not sure what you're complaining about. You tell me exactly what you owe and exactly, you heard what she said.
Right, so.
Wait, I want you to listen to me. I want you to tell me what you owe exactly to the penny. That's a wonderful thing about math.
Yes.
It's not subject to interpretation. There's no lawyers advocating, well, that it should be more money or less money because no.
Okay, so.
Tell me exactly what you owe. That's the first thing I want to hear out of your mouth.
That everything to you, the $175 in late fees, they're saying that I owe.
They say you owe $225, and then she also said for 7 months you were late, and that is $350, and they're only charging $225.
This is all new to me. The paper that they served me, all this additional stuff, I can prove. I didn't get this is being thrown at me. I contacted them. I said I have recording, time, state, date to prove I paid this on time. They sent me a threatening email that they're gonna charge me with felony charges, that they're gonna add on charges, and I have proof I don't owe these. I have proof. So if you want to know
What do you owe?
what I owe, out of the 175.
What do you mean out of the 175? You got to tell me what you owe. She thinks you owe $956.04 less $544 that they're sitting there with the check that they haven't cashed. They think you owe $402.04. They didn't say about 401 or about 600. I want you to tell me exactly what you owe.
So back in October, the resignation.
I don't want to hear that.
Oh,
I don't want to hear that right now, please. Ma'am, ma'am.
You want me to say?
So you think you owe zero?
Absolutely. And I can prove it.
Good. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to put this, first of all, I want to finish your rights. You did listen to and understood the rights, right? Right? Yes?
Is that a right to report trial?
ma'am, just listen. Do you want to speak to a lawyer? Do you want to speak to a
Yes, I
lawyer?
do.
Okay,
I just got this paperwork last week. Just got.
hang on.
Okay.
You're doing a lot of talking. We're going to give you the number of Lakeshore. You can call them. I don't know if they've cut back funding. They used to show up here every week. You're welcome to call. And speak to them. You're welcome to hire your own lawyer. You are welcome to hire your own lawyer. You are welcome to apply for funding if you don't have the money.
Oh, I don't, I'm laid off.
I want to know. First of all, I want to tell you, I think you guys are wrong for not taking that. You can tell your board that. I don't know why they're making up such a rule. I really don't. Not on non-payment of rent cases, but you're going to outline both.
Trust me.
Let me finish, man. You told me a minute ago you owed 175. Did you not say you owed 170?
They're saying I owe 170.
No, they're not. They're saying you owe 40204 plus they haven't cashed the $544 check. Are you calculating when you calculate all this? The filing fee, the service fee, the statutory attorney fee, and the NSF fee. I just have a feeling you guys are going to end up back at square one.
This is what they sent me for today.
What's this? I don't know what this is.
What they're suing for me. They're adding stuff on today that I've never heard of. So you're asking me and they're coming at me with stuff that I wasn't even aware of.
Well, they're entitled to.
Well, they're adding on charges that are not.
They said rent is paid through February 28th on the complaint.
I paid March and I paid April. They won't take it because of the late fees they're trying to add. I don't owe late fees. I called them. I offered their attorney proof of that. They won't talk to me. They won't email me. They've been harassing me. I went to the board last year and
Hang on. Did she pay March and April that you didn't cash?
Just give me a second, Your Honor. So she made a payment in March of $552. I'm happy to have. I can let the board know that they should apply the $554 payment. We can do that, and so that leaves the amount that we discussed. And again, it's just the court costs.
Did she pay for April?
It looks like she submitted a money order for April. That was the one that has not been applied yet, but I can have them apply that.
Was the one applied for March?
Looks like there was a payment applied for March.
If you read the emails from them, the harassing me and threatening me, honestly, if you've seen everything that I have the last 2 years, I've had to refuse phone calls and take emails because they wouldn't even email me. I just received last summer the name of the management company they would not give me, which I have emails documenting. I have a perfect record. I used to work for Trenton Schools. I managed the JV hockey team. I have a son home from Iraq who's in Detroit Cop. I have another son in the Marines that's about to be deployed. I requested in the email to them, please certify mail because at any moment when my son gets his orders to deploy, I haven't seen him since last year. They refuse to do that. They want to catch me when I'm not home. Last week, I just got this in the mail. I work midnights. I've been gone to see my son and they know this. I would have never known about this court date today. I've asked, please just communicate with me. I have several phone calls, emails. They will not.
Slow down. Why is somebody filing a complaint dated March the 31st saying that rent was paid only through February 28th? If you're telling me they applied the rental payment for March.
So, Your Honor, so when a payment is made, it's applied to the earliest balance. So when 552 is made for March, she still owed a partial balance for February. So she didn't pay all the way. So
Stop, ma'am. You're in a courtroom now. You got to stop interrupting. Let her finish. Go ahead.
So Your Honor, so when a payment is applied to a ledger, the payment goes to the earliest charges first. So the earliest charges would be the NSF charges, the late fee charges. So she still did owe partial for March, and she was not paid in full through March when we filed this case because of these other charges. And
You're
that's why.
saying even after applying the March rent, she had rent due of only 175, correct?
So 175. So yes, Your Honor. So 175 plus the 50 is the 225 that we're alleging is remaining owing right now, less the 554.
Say that again.
So the 175 plus the 50 is the 225. Right now, all she owes after the 554 is applied is the 225, which is the late fees, which is essentially the late fees and that NSF fee, plus the
What's the
179.04.
NSF fee again?
It was only $25, Your Honor.
Okay.
So what she owes is
I have a
NSF.
feeling that you're so wrong on this, man, but I'm going to keep an open mind. You want to put everything together? No, but listen to me. You bounced a check.
And I
Ma'am,
understand.
let me finish. You bounced a check, and that clearly, when you bounced the check, triggered all these other events. It triggered them charging late fees for 5 months.
And I had no idea until March.
That was your fault. Why do you blame them that you bounced a check? That you wrote?
I didn't.
You keep. Listen to me. I want to listen, but you keep interrupting me. It's their fault you bounced a check.
No.
It's their fault your bank didn't, ma'am.
I'll just
Ma'am.
try.
No, you won't. We're going to handle this as I want.
Well, whatever you want to do. I don't know what you want from
I want you to stop interrupting me. That's what I want. I don't know why you're blaming them that you bounced a check and they didn't notify you for 5 months. You should have known that the money wasn't in your account when you wrote the check. That's number one. Number two, your bank would have notified you. I don't know why they didn't. Go call them. Number three, when you bounced the check that caused all these other payments to be applied to October, that's why you've got the late fees. I mean, this is pretty clear with me. I don't know why it isn't you. I don't know why it isn't clear with you. That's what's happened. When you bounced a check in October, they didn't say, well, you paid November on time, you paid December on time, you paid January on time, you paid February. No, they were applying those fees to October. Now, I'm going to give you a chance. You want to put everything down, but tell me every copy of every check that you wrote and when you wrote it. Okay? I have a feeling that they're right and you're not, but I'm going to give you an opportunity.
Am I able to request something?
Yeah, if you don't interrupt me, yes. Go ahead.
I emailed and asked for information from them.
What?
I wanted my file. I moved in there in 2019. And I asked also if they would send me I have the email, but they won't send me copies of anything I've asked for.
Well, they're entitled to charge a reasonable copying fee.
I mean, they didn't even say that. I asked if they would email. I have the emails. They won't. I had to go to the board last August.
Ms. Sean,
Shall
do you have, do they have any policy on copying? It should be a reasonable copy fee.
this?
Ma'am, I was just talking to her. Did you not see?
You said Shelley? I didn't even.
No, I didn't say Shelley. No, I said Ms. Sean, I think. It was clear. I was looking at her. Do they have some kind of policy with regard to copying?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. I'm covering this one today for my friend. But I can certainly find out. Is there something that she needs? And perhaps I can.
That's everything since
provide it to her.
19. How many pages do you think that would be, Miss Moore?
Well, I wanted to know one if I had any
I
violations.
didn't ask you that. How many pages do you think that would be?
2 pages.
2?
2 pages.
Oh.
3 maybe.
Okay.
Documents.
Since 2019?
Yeah, because I wanted the picture that I asked.
Yeah.
I asked for my file. I wanted to see if there are any violations because I shouldn't have any.
Well, what does that have to do with anything? Why does any violations have to do with anything? They're not terminating the tenancy for cause here.
Yeah, they're trying to evict you.
No, they're trying to evict you because you haven't paid the rent. So that is not really relevant. Whether or not you've had a violation, if you're talking about some rule violation of the co-op, I don't see anything in here. Did they allege that you that you violated rules?
Yeah, that's why I.
Well, that's not the subject of this suit.
I can request, from 2019, my payments, because I have discrepancies on dates. So I don't know if they can give me a copy of that. And then also I wanted a copy of the pest control, and I've been asking that for over a year.
Pest control.
We have a cockroach infestation and a mice infestation, and this is why they've been targeting me, because I've been speaking out about it.
Is that true, Ms. Schoen? Has she been making complaints about that?
Your Honor, I'm covering this case today.
So whose case is this?
I'm not aware. This is Pentiak, the Pentiak firm. She's asking questions that don't have anything to do with this case. If this were a termination case, I would have all of the answers for all of the background for the termination. If you'd like me to look into whether there's
I'd like you to send the lawyer that's in charge that represents Southwick next time. If they're claiming, if they're targeting her on this, and that's what she's alleging at least, I'm not saying that they are or not. I want some answers here. But in order to tell me, ma'am, that you owe X amount of dollars or don't owe anything, and I hope you're at least keeping an objective mind here.
It does look bad.
If you missed a payment in October, that means you should have been paying late fees for October, November, December, January, February, March, and April. Now, if they're refusing to cash your check and then charging a late fee, but that doesn't appear to be the case. It appears as though you were late. Even after they applied the March one, you still owed $175. And if you owed $175 plus $225 in late fees, that's $400 plus $25 in an NSF fee. If anything, they might be shorting themselves.
Can I speak or you out of there?
No, I want you to just calm down. Yes, Ms. Schoen.
Your Honor, so I think what would be helpful from my perspective would be to have the client appear. So I routinely do coverage work, sort of counsel work for this firm. So we could, if we have the client appear, they could respond directly. Having an attorney appear doesn't mean they're going to know all of the claims.
Why don't you do that? We'll adjourn it a week. What time do you have for me, Jen?
We can do 10:30, Your Honor.
April 27th.
Yes.
Defendant to bring complete breakdown.
What date is that? What day is that?
A week from today.
Oh, Monday?
Yeah. The defendant to bring complete breakdown of payments made / why she doesn't owe money. Please just don't come in here and say they're harassing you and there's an issue with pest control. Come in here and give me a sheet. These are the dates that I've made my payments. These are the dates that the charges are due. This is why I don't owe the late fees. You can file a little brief.
Am I able to submit video too?
About what?
I have proof. I videoed me making my payment, because all we have is a Dropbox. So they can say whatever date they want on here, and I have proof, timestamp, dated, and recording of every month.
Well, you guys are really going out there, huh?
Because you don't know what I've been going through. You don't know what I've been going through. You think I want to be here? No.
Your Honor, may I?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I have a 10 o'clock and two 11 o'clocks on that day. Is it 8:30 possible, or 9 o'clock perhaps?
I'll do 8:30. It's going to be easier for her too, because she works midnights, right?
Okay. Okay, so 8:30 a.m. And Your Honor, if I have a client with me, is it okay if I appear, or do you need, because the attorneys at the firm, it's really the client who would have this information, not the attorneys.
I don't care who appears, honestly. I just need some hard
We'll have the client
facts.
appear. Thank you.
That's fine. You can appear. So I need you to, and I have a feeling, and I don't know how to explain myself other than to say that I don't need to see videos. If you think there's a discrepancy on late fees because they're saying they didn't get it till the 12th and you paid it on the 8th, I'll be glad to look at your video. Have video. You could just put in parentheses. And then if I need to see if they're telling me, Judge, we assessed a late fee because we didn't receive a payment till the 12th, and you're telling me I have a video here that shows that you paid it on the 8th, sir, then that's fine. But I don't need to see videos.
I'm sorry, can I ask one?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
So you're going to tell me exactly to the penny why you don't owe any money. Okay.
I did get one question. So I just want to ask you, so in in October, on the 31st, they put something in my mailbox or in my door stating about bounce check. So on October 31st, that same day, which was Halloween, I went and got another form of payment and paid October.
I thought you told me that you didn't receive anything from them telling you about the bounce check until March.
Fines. They didn't send me anything on how much I owed them. They sent saying my check didn't go through.
They sent that to you when?
October 31st.
I thought you told me earlier. I'm going to go back and listen to this tape. Wait. I thought you told me that they didn't send you anything until March to tell you that you bounced a check in October. You didn't say that?
It's fees. When they sent
No.
fees,
Wait.
they weren't charging me nothing.
Wait a minute. I thought you told me they didn't notify you about the bounce check until March. Am I wrong?
The bounce check fees until March, which I have. Because October 31st, they put something in my door.
Saying that you bounced your check.
So I went and ran and.
So you realize October rent would have been late when you put that in there October 31, right?
I'm sorry, October 31st.
I think that's what you said. You said you went and paid it right away, right?
For the second time, because the first one, they just knew.
No, you didn't pay it for the second time. You paid it for the first time because the first check bounced.
Correct. So October 31st.
Then when did you make your November payment?
They're all in time. November I time, December I time.
Okay, you're going to write down every date that you gave me, that you made your payments. I'd like to get this by Thursday. Can you prepare this by Thursday?
Because I have to work tonight and then.
I don't need to know when you have to work. Can you do this by Thursday? Yes or no?
Yes, I'll have it to you before then.
Okay, take your time. I want it done well.
Can I?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, am I able to give you everything that I have? Or I mean.
We're here to talk about non-payment. That's what we're here for. That's why they sued you. They didn't sue you because you violated a law or a regulation or rule of the co-op. They're not asking me to terminate tenancy. All they're saying is, Judge, make her pay up. And if she doesn't, we want an order for an eviction after 10 days from the date of the judgment. That's what they're going to ask me to do. But the pest stuff, I don't need to hear about right now. I have a feeling you guys are so close on this.
Am I able to, how to sue them? Am I able to you?
Do whatever you want. You got to follow the court rules. I'd strongly suggest that you talk to a lawyer. Talk to Lakeshore. Explain the whole situation to them. I'm not going to give you advice here. I would call them today. We will give you their phone number today. Okay? And then you can talk to them and you can follow the court rules and you can do whatever you need to do. But this is for non-payment of rent, which is a lot different than some of the things you're talking about.
Well, I was confused because I paid rent every month, and when I emailed
You
them,
didn't pay rent every month. You didn't pay.
the late.
I'm just surprised you're now telling me that you didn't know about the bounce check until March, but paid it October 31 because then they notified you, but didn't notify you about the $25 NSF fee.
So October 31st, it stated my check bounced So I ran and got a money order. There was no fees in that, nothing. 5 months later, I'm receiving,
Well, if you paid November 1, December, January, February, March, April 1, then they shouldn't have been charging you any late fees, assuming in big letters that your balance as of October 31 was zero. They're not taking that NSF fee, council. Let me just be clear about this. They're not taking that NSF fee of $25 and proceeding to charge her with late fees the whole time on every month because she owed $25, are they?
So she owed $25 for let me just look at the ledger for a moment, Your Honor. So she owed the 25 for the NSF fee. She also owed a late fee for October. She didn't pay the NSF fee or the late fee for October. And then she made a series of other payments
When did
later.
she make her November payment?
November payment was made on the 8th.
That's within the time frame for the late fees, right?
It is. And
And
then
then when did she make her December payment?
the 10th.
That's before, I think it says the late fees don't
Goes
kick
through
in
the
until
10th.
the
I
11th,
believe
right?
yes, I believe it's the 10th. And then
What about
February.
January?
January was the 10th. February was the 10th. March was the 13th, I believe.
So you would owe late fees
And
for March.
it was paid on time.
Well, it's not really paid on time. It's paid within the late.
I paid that before. That's not the right date. It's
Okay.
March.
No, I know, but your rent's due the 1st. You've got a habit of paying it on the 10th. Why? That's your question, but go ahead.
so, Your Honor, I think she first said that she was not notified about the insufficient funds check until March.
No.
She's now changed
Yeah.
the story and
But
now
what she's saying is
acknowledged
that
that
on
she was.
October 31, and I get it now, she wasn't notified there was an NSF check fee.
So the ledger is available at any time. She can walk into the office and get a copy of her ledger.
Here's my
The
point.
NSF.
Here's my point. Why don't you call up? There's something that's not sitting right with me. Can you get your client to zoom in now?
I can't get them to zoom in now, no. But I can. But if we come back on the
Why can't they zoom in
27th
now?
at 8:30.
Why can't they zoom in now? Because I want you to make this clear to them. If they didn't notify her of the $25 late fee, then she, according to what you're telling me, I think, was up to date by the end of October. In other words,
She still had a late fee as well.
From what?
From October, Your Honor, because she bounced the check, so she had a late fee from October plus that fee.
Okay. And she never paid for the late fee
No,
well, listen,
no, she didn't.
Listen. This is like, so she owed a $50 late fee, and now you guys are tagging her, as far as I can see, for a late fee for November, December, January, February, March. Another late fee could have been added in March. And then you're holding her money for April and charging a late fee there, right?
No, so Your Honor, we're not. So we only charged her 4 late fees, even though they were entitled to receive 7 late fees. She was late for October, November, December, January, February, March, and April, since she never paid the NSF fee or the late fee. So they only charged her 4 late fees instead of the 7 that they were entitled to.
Is this really why we're still here? You owe some late fees, young lady, Miss Moore. You owe some late fees. Okay? But I'm not going to let you compound because she owed a $50 late fee and a $25 NSF fee. I'm not going to let you charge her.
Would the court
I
like to make
see
a
what's
ruling
happened
today?
now. Now I see what's happened. What's that?
I'm just wondering if you'd like to make a ruling today, Your Honor, if you've come to a conclusion about how you'd like to rule, or if you want us to come back on the 27th.
You want an opportunity to file a counterclaim? Do you want an opportunity to put together your figures? Listen carefully. Please listen carefully before you make your decision. I'm not going to require you to do anything. Just listen carefully. If you didn't pay your October payment until October 31, you owed a late fee. I now see the problem. You owed a late, so let's forget about the NSF fee for a second. You bounced a check. So you owed $50 in late fees in October, November, if they're supposed to compound, if it's reasonable for them to compound, because you owed the $50 late fee for October in November, December, January, February, March, and April. So that's 7 months. They charged, how much is the late fees? 50?
50, Your Honor. Yes.
And you told me that you had late fees of $225 because that includes the NSF fee, right?
Yes, we have 4 late fees of 50, Your Honor, plus the 25. And that's
Clearly,
essentially half of the
I
late
know.
fees that they were entitled to charge.
I know, but that's, you know what, that's a little over the top, don't you think? Let me tell you this. You want to file a counterclaim, talk to a lawyer, I'll give you a week. It seems to what should happen here is you still have to pay the $179.04 in court costs. And you still have to pay the $25 NSF fee for a total of $204.04. You want to go talk to a lawyer, you want to file a counterclaim, do all that, that's up to you. But I can, if you want, rule on the number of late fees that I think is reasonable in the face of this. And go from there and enter a judgment today, whatever you want.
I sent them an email, I got laid off. And I sent them an email saying, I'm getting laid off. Can you waive, any,
Man, they don't have to do that.
No, you're right. What I'm saying is I was trying to communicate with them, but they won't communicate with me.
Well, I'm going to communicate for them. I'm going to make a rule.
Can I come back?
You can do whatever you want. This is the United States of America, the greatest judicial branch anywhere in the world. You want to come back? You want to fight with them? That's okay. That's okay. Because I don't like a couple of things they did either. I don't like them telling people they can't make partial payments. I don't know where people come up with that. There's nothing in the law that says you can't make a partial payment on a non-payment of rent case. So for boards to take action different than that, I have a fundamental issue with. But you were wrong too, and you don't think you did anything wrong, and that's problematic too.
They sent an email stating that they give, the first time you bounce a check, they'll waive it, right?
Ma'am,
I'm just saying they sent an email to me. So this is the first time I bounced a check since let me use 2019. And like I said,
never bounce a check.
you're right. I've one time since.
Ma'am, okay, let's stop because I've held this up enough. These lawyers are probably upset with me and they have every reason to be because I've been on this case for half an hour now. If you want me to make a ruling today, I will do so. If you want to go talk to a lawyer and file counterclaims and do all these other fun things, that's up to you. AI is not always. I will. I know people get pleadings off of AI. They have AI help them and whatever, but you still got to think on your feet. And you got to know what you're saying. But whatever you want. You want me to adjourn it? I'll adjourn it. Is that what you want? Okay. But do you get what I'm saying? So you disagree with anything that she said in terms of when you made your payments?
All my payments have been made on time.
No, they haven't. Not one of them. Not one of them.
Not October.
Not one of them were made on time. What time's the date say that you have to make your payment, counsel?
They're due on the 1st, Your Honor. I believe they're late on the 10th.
Right.
So at the end of the 10th.
I think the 11th, right?
Yes. So they're
So you're not making them on time.
So
You're making them in accordance with contract to avoid late fees. Please don't leave here thinking your payments are on time. You wouldn't pay your mortgage company 10 days late, would you? Not unless you want a 312 credit rating,
They said it's not late.
ma'am.
It's paid by the 10th. I'm confused, so I don't know.
Well, it's pretty clear. The contract reads you're to make your payment by the 1st. You're making them by the 10th
Okay,
because the late fees kick in on the 11th. Doesn't mean you're on time.
but I don't get no late.
Doesn't mean you're on time, though. You're saying you made all your payments on time. You didn't make one of them on time.
Well, there shouldn't.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, but I don't understand.
Okay, well, let me do a better job of explaining.
Due date.
The contract says your payment's due on the 1st. If you make them on the 10th, you might not have to pay late fees, but it's still late. Do you get that? Listen, yes or no?
I'm trying to read what's in here with the contract that they, with.
Ma'am, does the lease say, we know it's not late until the 11th. I've said that 4 times. We know that. It doesn't mean it's timely if you pay it on the 10th. It means you can't be assessed a late fee. But she just explained clearly to me how you accumulated these late fees. Do I agree that because somebody's late or somebody didn't pay $50 that they should be able to accumulate a bunch of late fees? No. But you bounced the check. You caused this. I'll let you go take care of it. You can write everything down. We're going to come to the same conclusion. I know I am.
Do you know that?
Ma'am, I don't need to hear anymore. I know you didn't have to pay late fees because you paid on the 10th. Don't leave here thinking that you pay on time. You don't pay on time. You've never paid on time, according to what she told me.
I have proof I have before the 10th. That's what I mean.
No, on the 1st, you have proof that you come in here and you prove that any of these payments you're telling me weren't put in on the 10th. If you could prove to me that they were paid by the 1st of the month, in which case you were on time, or earlier than the 1st, in which case you were on time. But let's not debate this. April 20th, April 27th, 8:30. You can bring me in something. You can show me. I'd like your client here. I know I'm going to reach the same conclusion, but go consider your counterclaim, talk to the lawyer, figure out what you want to do, and go from there. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Just have one more.
Yeah, I'd rather have you here. Honestly, I'd rather have everybody here if you want my honest opinion, but
Down in the square where the ledger stays true, that bounce check fee is coming back to you. You call it a struggle and you call it a fight, but the math stays the same in the morning light. Bring the total down to the very last cent. No partial payments for the cost of the rent. 8:30 sharp, bring those hard facts in.
Southwick versus Shelley Moore, 2601543.
Good afternoon again, Your Honor. Marlene is shown for the plaintiff P69505. I'm appearing for the attorneys of record today.
Okay.
Your Honor, it's
Your name?
Shelley Moore.
All right. Did you two talk, Miss Schoen?
no, Your Honor. I haven't spoken to Ms. Moore. I understand that she filed a motion requesting an adjournment of our last scheduled hearing. We never received a copy of that motion. I understand that she was then going to be submitting bank records, attempting to prove that all payments had been made timely. We've received no bank records. So I'm just a little concerned that where some basic service requirements have not been met.
Anything?
Yes, I came in and I did not know, I called that all my originals, I came in last week on my day off. And they want to charge 25 cents a copy. So I left and I had to go to work, but I went and bought ink and I have all this copy for you. And I also can show you, I have 3 years of emails.
Ma'am,
Emails.
ma'am. I thought we already went through all of this.
I brought it, but I mean,
Wait a minute. I don't care about emails.
Okay.
This is for non-payment rent.
Yes, and I have that. They've been harassing.
And I know you told me that. I heard you say that the last time. This is about non-payment. That's all I'm here going to address. If there are separate causes of action that exist because somebody's been harassing somebody, that's a whole different issue. Why didn't you give them the copies so they could review them before we started today?
I had no idea to get them copies. I came to collect the copies here, and I have emails reaching out to them. They won't email me back. They won't do anything with. I offered the last 6 months to give them copies. I have them.
How much do you owe?
I don't owe any rent. They're trying to get me for late fees. I have proof they were paid before the late fee date.
I don't think so.
Can I show you?
I don't think so.
I have.
Listen, I should have listened to the tape again because there was no doubt you were going to come in here and tell me this again.
I have it right.
Ma'am, I'm talking, okay? I don't want to be rude, but how much do you owe?
I don't owe any rent.
I don't care about rent. How much do you owe them? Remember, I talked to you about that last time. Math is easy. There's a very easy answer to math
If
questions.
she go by.
Ma'am.
Okay.
The great thing about math is there's only one right
So I
answer.
have no late fees. I have zero late.
I don't care about late fees. I want to know.
Oh, for rent. I'm up to date. I'm up to date for rent. They decided
There's
to
more.
deduct
There's more.
fees from the rent.
Here's more. If you don't pay all of the monthly rental rate,
I did. That's what I'm for. I'm not a lawyer.
you keep interrupting. You did this last time. I'm going to lose my patience. The last thing I want to do up here is lose my patience. Okay? Really. You did the same thing to me last time.
I did not.
I don't want to be interrupted.
My name.
Do I look like the kind of guy that wants to be interrupted?
I
Ma'am. If you don't pay your rent in full because you owed other late fees, then that keeps accruing. You follow me? Like if you don't pay all your rent in June and they've accumulated late fees, even if you pay your rent by the end of June, you haven't paid the late fees. Therefore, another late fee accrues if you pay what the rent is in July, but don't pay the late fees. How much do you owe them? I don't care if it's in past due rent, costs, or
late fees. They've been doing this 3 years, and I have a trail record. I even contacted David Rudisell last year because they.
You're going to interrupt me every time, aren't you?
No, I don't know how to get this information.
No, you're gonna interrupt me. You're gonna interrupt me, and it doesn't matter what I say or do. You're just gonna keep interrupting me. It's one of these days. I mean, it's gonna be one of these days for me. Because you just don't want to listen, and you didn't listen last time. Listening is a virtue. You follow me? Listening is a virtue. When I listen, and you listen, then we can communicate, but we can't if we're talking over the other person all the time. Are you telling me right now that you owe, now just let me finish the question, that you owe nothing in past due rent, that you owe nothing in late fees, and that you owe nothing in court costs, and that you owe nothing in statutory attorney?
I don't know what statutory means.
$75 they're entitled to when they get a judgment.
October of 2020.
I didn't ask you.
Okay.
I did not ask you about October.
So
We're now into May, believe it or not.
right, and I have all of this, so I don't know what you want me to show you.
I want you to tell me how much money that you owe them in all of these categories. Add them up.
I know.
Rent, costs, attorney fees, late fees. Add them all up and give me the exact dollar figure that you owe right now.
I would owe,
I don't. It's very simple. Just tell me the month that you owe.
I think $75 was the basic that I owed. And they kept tacking on and tacking stuff on.
Because you didn't.
They didn't.
Because you didn't pay. When's the last time she paid in full, Ms. Schoen?
Your Honor, I have witnesses here. I've got the bookkeeper. I also have the property manager. So she still has not paid her carrying charges for this month. They were due on the 1st. They still have not been paid.
She's
And-
convinced because you're late. This is how well I remember this case.
Whose phone is it? It's gotta go out.
She's convinced that she owes nothing for May right now because the late fees, because the late fee provision doesn't kick in until the 10th. Am I right? That's what
It's
you
true.
told me last time. Wait, am I right?
I'm sorry, for today, I don't know, you said the 10th. May.
I have a feeling I'm going to have to put you last because I'm not going to keep all these other people
No,
wait.
I'm-
You told me last time
Yeah.
that you don't owe, the rent isn't due till the 10th because there's no late fee provision until the
It
10th.
doesn't mean everyone was paid on the 10th, that was their rules. So there's no late fees. So I paid up to April, now May is due. I came to court first.
How much do you think she owes? And give me the breakdown.
Yes,
You
Your
didn't
Honor.
follow my directions very well, Ms. Moore.
Your Honor, I have ADHD. I am struggling right now, big time from this. I miss work. I'm having an anxiety attack.
All right, okay, just calm down. Tell me exactly how you guys calculate the past due rent, and it is past due, even though the late fee provision for May doesn't kick in until the 10th. You understand me,
Yes.
right? Okay, tell me how much you owe and how much you think she owes and how you calculate it.
Yes, Your Honor. The total that she owes, and I do have witnesses here as well. The total she owes right now is $775 plus our statutory attorney fees of $179.04. So the way that the carrying charges here, we're in it with this co-op, the carrying charges apply.
And I'm going to make sure I understand. You're saying $775 plus the statutory attorney fee is $75, right?
Just a moment, Your Honor. So the statutory, the filing fee is $70.04 because we requested a second mailing. So it's $70.04 is the filing fee plus a $35 service fee plus the $75 statutory attorney fee is $179.04, Your Honor. Those are our court costs. The amount of arrears in total are $775. When Miss Moore makes a payment, the payment is applied to the oldest balance. So right now she owes $725 in carrying charges and a $50 late fee.
For the month
That's
of May?
She owes a partial balance for the month of April in her carrying charges, because when she has made those carrying charges payments, they went to the oldest balance. So she owes a full May plus a portion for April, and then she owes $50 late fee for April. It has not been applied yet for May. Now, I just want to let the court know that when the NSF fee took place in October, my witness here, Miss Linda Farrar, immediately contacted Miss Moore. She immediately sent her a notice. She sent her a letter explaining that an NSF had happened, that the $50 late fee was applying, that a $25 NSF fee was applying, and they gave them her 3 months without late fees. They continually sent her updated notices of the amounts that was owing for 3 entire months. They did not charge any late fees. So Miss Moore, did not satisfy the amount that was owing at that time. And so there
So
were
you think she
several
owes
months.
$179.04 plus $775? Is that true?
It's $775 rounder plus $179.04. That's right. And we're happy to give her 2 weeks to pay that.
So that's $954.04.
That's right, Your Honor.
See, do you understand that, Ms. Moore? Now, I want to just talk to you. Please just listen to me. I remember we talked about the late fee and you said that they didn't give you notice, and I was convinced that they gave you notice. But what they're saying to you is, let's say your rent was $100 a month. If you had late fees accumulated, but you only went and paid $100, that being your monthly rental rate in my example, you still owed late fees that cause you to owe late fees for the month after that, and the month after that, and the month after that, and the month after that. Do you understand that?
I understand the information you're getting from them, And I don't know how to show you they're wrong. I have it. I don't know how to give you this and show it to you. I have copies the last 3 years because the last 3 years they've sued me in court here. The last 3 years they keep suing me. They keep suing me. And I keep emails to prove now, and I have a paper trail of everything.
When did she stop? When did she go into arrears as it relates to this case, counsel?
She was in arrears officially back in October when the NSF payment. So she's been carrying a balance since October when she submitted a check for funds that she did not have in the bank.
Hang on one second. I'm going to just ask you a question. I interrupted you and I apologize, but how much are your late fees on this case again per month?
So the late fees are $50 a month, and they did not charge them for several months. So the total late fees are right now $200, which is 4 months, but we're actually entitled to 7 months of late fees because she was late.
They're only charging you $200 instead of $350. And then a large bulk of this is for the May rent, correct?
Yes, the vast majority.
How much is the May rent again?
May carrying charges are $552, and they have not been paid.
So that's $552 plus $200 in late fees. That's $752. Plus you owe, ma'am, $179.04 in costs.
So it's also the 25. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. And also what?
So it's if we break it down. So if we break it down into arrears based on what she owes for this month. For this month, she owes $550, and then it's $200 for the late fee and $25 for the NSF. So that's $775, Your Honor, plus our statutory cost of $179.04. That's not the accounting method that the cooperative uses because they apply the payments to the oldest balance, like all consumer debts, credit cards.
How much did you come up with then? $956.04 is what I got.
I've got $954.04, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Moore, I want you to listen. Do you understand that? And don't just tell me no to be obstinate. I just want to make sure you understand that when you bounce the check, that you accumulated an NSF check fee of $25, and now you were on the hook for late fees back in October. And even though you may have paid your rent in November, you were still late because you didn't pay the balance owing in October. And they're actually cutting down the late fees, as I understand it, by 3 months. So they're really only charging you for January, February, March, April. How do you get right? You're only charging for $200 in late fees, right?
Yes, Your Honor. We're only charging for November, December, January, and February, essentially. Yeah. So we would be entitled to 7, which would be $350.
But you're not asking for that, right? Right.
No, we're not.
So
we waived those.
They're waiving $150 in late fees. And please don't just tell me, look at this. I'm not your lawyer. And I told you to send that to them and bring it to the court. And you can't answer my question. You just keep saying 0, 0, 0. I don't know anything, right? Go ahead. I'm going to shut my mouth. I'm going to let you talk.
Back October, when I bounced the check, I paid it before the 10th. Okay.
Did she pay I'll interrupt you there. Did she pay the NSF, the money for October before October 10th?
No, she did not, Your Honor.
I didn't think so from last time either.
She absolutely did not, because the NSF payment, if I may respond, Ms. Moore, the NSF payment itself, so she made the payment on October 10th. That was the date that the payment was made. Then it was returned for insufficient funds on the 17th of October. So there's no way that she replenished that by the 10th of October. The 10th of October is the date that the payment bounced itself.
So then once you became late on that, you were late for all the subsequent months. Do you understand that? I want to make sure you understand that. You paid them on the 10th, it bounced. So you didn't really pay them.
So October 31st, when they put a letter in my door on Halloween night, that was the first notice I had. I ran out Friday, came back and paid October's rent. just so you
But
know.
you didn't pay the late fee for
I
October.
emailed them.
You didn't pay the late fee for October, right?
No,
And you didn't pay the NSF fee for October. Wait.
you're right. I asked if it was.
And then, so now you were still carrying a balance of $75. Do you understand that?
I was reaching out to.
Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
It was your fault, not theirs,
I did that.
right? It was your fault, not theirs. You bounced the check. We can't bounce checks. It's illegal to write a check when we don't have the money in the account. We know of that, okay? So you bounced a check. Now, how much? So I gotta tell you right off of there, and I'm trying to make you understand this. The rental amount for May is $552, right?
Yes, the carrying charges are 552. I just
Right.
want to say one thing, Your Honor. One of the reasons that we came back was because she claimed at the last hearing that she had no notice of this. And
No,
she's now
I was
saying that
convinced she did. I was convinced she did. But even
Yes.
so, 552 plus 179.04 in court costs, plus the statutory attorney fee of 75, that comes out to 806.04. Does it not? Am I wrong, counsel?
No, it's 954.04, Your Honor. It's
No, I know that,
770.
but that includes 3 months of late fees at least. And if you pay this all before the 10th, you don't have a late fee on the May rent. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Do you agree with me that I'm right? And please don't just say, no, I don't agree with you, to be obstinate with me.
Not trying to.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
not being forthcoming right now.
Okay, what did they lie about?
First one, they didn't, I didn't get notice and I have emails. I never got a notice from them. They will not email me.
You bounced the check. You bounced the
I'm
check.
sorry. May I interrupt, Your Honor?
The first occurrence, they waived, so I emailed them over and over again, asking if they would contact me. Then they said my payment was late, and I have proof I paid it.
You bounced the check, right? You bounced the check, right?
Right.
And then you had a late fee because you bounced the check. And an NSF check fee since you bounced the check. That's $75. And all these payments that you made since then, I'm sorry, but they were not timely.
Yeah, I have it right here.
Ma'am. If you prove to me you paid the $75 balance plus the $552 by November 10th,
November 6th. I didn't pay the 75 because
I know, because that's why you were behind and they applied the $552.
I did not know until
It was not their fault. It was not their fault.
I have 3 years of.
Ma'am, I don't want to go back to 3 years. This has nothing to do with 3 years ago. Ma'am, we're not going back 3 years. There's no reason to go back 3 years.
I have a paper trail of them doing this to me, charging me for late fees, and it wasn't late. I have checks from 2000. I have stuff I have been keeping because of them.
She told me, and she is an officer of the court, she told me that this all started to occur in October. Is that true or false, Ms. Schoen? She was up to date until she bounced the check that she delivered on October the 10th. Is that true or false?
So we had a zero balance. She had a zero balance on October. She had a zero balance for September. And then her carrying charges became due in October. So she did have a zero balance. I'd just like to say, Your Honor, Ms. Moore keeps changing her story. She says she didn't receive notice, but then she said, I got notice on Halloween.
I remember I found that she had notice. Ma'am.
She just stated that she has.
Ma'am. Do you realize we're fighting over 7 months or 6 months of late fees?
Yes.
And they waived 3 of them?
I'd rather go to trial because
You don't get a trial unless I find there's no triable issue here,
I
ma'am.
have 3 years of them targeting.
You don't get a trial unless I find there's a triable issue, and I can't figure out how there is one here. Between last time and this time, I am convinced that they started to add the late fees when you bounced the check, which then gave them an NSF fee check of $25 entitlement plus the $50 in late fees. And then you might have paid your rent of $552 or $56 every month timely, but you didn't pay the late fees and you didn't pay the NSF fees. What were you disputing? Why were you disputing it when you bounced a check?
Their first occurrence, that was my first occurrence. And since 2019, I own my own house for 24 years. I'm single going through, I'm not with my husband, I'm legally married. I'm going through a divorce. I am doing this on my own.
Ma'am, I'm going to try to help you right now. If you need more time, I can give you more time.
I would love more time.
How much time do you need to pay this?
I would love more time for you to look at this paper.
I don't need to look at anything, ma'am. I've listened. I listened to you before and I listen to you now. And one thing is clear. You bounced the check.
I did bounce a check.
And you didn't pay the NSF fee of $25 and you didn't pay the late fee.
All my emails.
I don't care about your emails. I'll swear you to an oath. Do you want me to swear you to an oath? And you can tell me if you ever got this balance back to zero, taking them at their word that every month they were charging you late fees because you owed them $75.
They were charging on late fees.
No, they were.
I didn't know anything about a bounce check and the rules and regulations. I even got the original rule.
Do you realize you're arguing over about 150 or two, ma'am? Ma'am? Do you realize you're arguing over $200 that you cost?
It's more than that, Your Honor.
No, it's not.
This is the third year in a row they've done this to me. And then they did it to me last
Well, then pay your bills on time.
This wasn't the bills. I've never bounced a check. If you saw the pattern and history of this.
I told you to tell me how much you owe when you refused to do that. I asked you 3 times the other day. I said to calculate it before you came back. And you keep interrupting. What? You think you owe zero, right?
If the first occurrence, like they say, it's waived, this is my first occurrence since 2019.
Does it say in the lease that if you bounce a check the first time, it's okay?
The first occurrence.
Do they say that in the lease somewhere where if you bounce a check, it's okay?
They sent me an email. I
don't think you're listening very well. You want to fight with them.
I don't want to fight. I wish you could see all the stuff that
Ma'am, this is for non-payment of rent.
I paid.
This is for no, you did not pay.
Do you know they don't even send notices?
Do you not, are you not, am I doing?
Or can I request, I asked if I can pay it online. So I had a paper trail because right now I'm reporting.
Can they pay it online?
They told me no.
We can,
Pay it by check. Pay it by check. You got a better paper trail.
We'd like certified funds, Your Honor, since she has a history of bouncing checks.
That's one.
Ma'am, how many times has she bounced a check now, Ms. Schoen? Be careful with this. You're saying she has a history. She's saying it's one.
She does have a history. She's acknowledged that she has done it. I don't know if she's done it many times beyond that.
Well, she does from October, but are you aware of other bounce checks?
I'm not, but I have our bookkeeper here.
Who's your bookkeeper?
Her name is Linda Farrar.
Ms. Farrar,
she's here.
Ms. Farrar, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you give in these proceedings be the whole true self you got.
I do, Your Honor.
How many bounce checks has Ms. Moore submitted to the apartment complex, say in the last 3 years?
You know, I don't have that information handy. We got a new computer system back at the beginning part of last year, so I would have to go back in archives and look. I don't have that, Your Honor.
Some of it, they won't give me my whole file, but I can have this.
Hang on. What do you want me to look at?
This has the dates and stuff, and it has no bounce check.
Okay.
Here, nothing.
I'm gonna believe. Okay? I'm gonna believe. Now, I just want to make sure I have a good understanding as to what you think is owed. And remember, we're including May rent now. You understand that, right? Ms. Moore?
My rent every month.
This rent that you owe for May.
Oh, I owe May, yes. I came to court first to see.
Yeah, so that was for $552, right, Ms. Schoen?
Yes. So her carrying charges are $552, but because of the non-payment of the late fees and the NSF fee, And the way that the payments are applied to the oldest balance, she actually owes $725 in carrying charges.
752. Right.
$725 in carrying charges, and then the 50 is for the late fee. So $725 is what she owes in carrying charges plus the 50 late fee, takes us to
I just want to figure out without
$775.
late fees. Right now, without late fees, shows 552 plus 179.04 plus 75, right?
Plus the $25 NSF fee.
Plus, okay, I forgot that. My mistake. So it should be without any other late fees, $831.04, right?
That sounds right.
552 plus 179.04 plus 75 equals 806.04. And you got a $25 NSF fee, and that makes it to 831.04. Do you, and that's without any late fees.
That sounds right, Your Honor, without the late fees, although we do argue that we're entitled to them, and we did forgive almost half of the late fees already.
Cut this short. I'm going to cut this short because I am going to cut this short. Do you see how you at least owe $831.04?
No.
I'm going to order another $150 in late fees, and that makes the total. Would you ask me for
$954.04, Your Honor.
Well, I'm going to go. I'm going to give you $100. $931.04. Judgment for plaintiff, $931.04, and I will work with you, Ms. Moore. I will work with you in terms of payment. Can you pay this?
No, I cannot. I worked in the first year for 6 weeks.
Okay, just remember, though, that your payment's due on the 10th. Tell me a legitimate time when you can pay this.
Today, the rent, 552.
No, you're going to pay all of it or you're going to get kicked out. You're going to pay $931.04. Well, tell me when you can pay $931.04 and I'll work with you.
I don't know. I can give you the 552 today. I don't know about anything.
Well, you're going to have to give me a date, ma'am.
Well, so 552. Well, I don't know what the difference is that I would owe.
I'll tell you in a second.
I'm not able to.
Wait. I don't see how you can owe less than that, man. I'm saying, I said $931.04. Did I not, Ms. Schoen?
You did, Your Honor, and we're
So
happy
I'm only
to give.
giving them $100 of late fees. That's probably too kind on my part. They're entitled to a lot more. Sounds like they're entitled to 7 months or $350. But if you owe $931.04 and you pay $552, that means
I'm showing $379.04, Your Honor, would be the difference.
$379.04 that you would owe. Okay? And that will take care of all your rent and everything else up through the writ date. Now, I can extend the writ date for you. Okay? Tell me when you can come up with the other $379.04.
Plus my rent for next month. I have to factor in like a month.
I can't do that.
A month for 3.
Here's what I'll do. Counsel, the order of judgment should be for that amount. If defendant pays $552 by May the 14th, writ date extended until May the 28th. So you've got 24 days to pay. But then you're still going to owe June rent. But you have to stay up on that and pay that. I would pay it by the 1st. I'd figure out a way to pay it by the 1st, and then you don't need to worry about it.
May I ask permission? I don't know if I ask this. Because the trust between the office and myself, David Russo is on the board. I need a third party that I'm able to contact.
Dave Rudisell.
Yeah, I contacted him last summer.
He's the police officer, right? Ex-police officer. He's the ex-police officer from Riverby.
Yes,
He's a trustworthy guy.
I had to go to him last year because they pulled something shady with me last year.
Now, can I tell you something? You're not near as old as I am, but this world is short.
It is.
We're very short for this time.
It is.
Why don't you just calm down, pay your rent when you're supposed to? I'm not getting into these other issues. This was only over non-payment of rent.
It's been.
But I think you're fighting with them unnecessarily. I think I probably, if I gave a disservice to anybody, it was to them. I really do.
Can I leave this?
Did you hear what I said? No, I'm done with this. There's no triable issue here, man. There is no triable issue, but you're not seeing the forest for the trees because you want to argue with them. Now, these issues are not before the court. And all I'm trying to do right now is figure out whether there's a triable issue. And I've easily concluded, no, there's not. They could argue, they should appeal me, frankly. They should appeal me because I've been too kind to you, and you don't have a defense based on everything that I've heard. Now let's terminate this conversation, okay? Really and truly, I'm cutting a break. You paid that money by the 14th. You paid the rest by the 28th. And everybody's happy and back to square one. Then just pay by the 1st every month. Don't look at it like your rent isn't due till the 10th. Don't look at it that way.
Oh, I know.
I mean, that's what the contract says. That it doesn't mean the rent isn't due till the 10th. It means rent is due on the 1st. But if you pay by the 10th, there's no late fee. But that's it. I'm very confident I've done the right thing from your standpoint. I'm not so clear if I have with them. Ms.
Your Honor,
Schoen?
we would just object. We'd object to the.
I know. It's okay. You don't need to object. You guys can appeal. I get it.
Can I just very briefly give my objection?
Why? You can appeal. The record's clear. You want me to give $200 a month in rent. You think you're entitled to $350.
Your Honor?
You guys can go up and appeal. It's okay.
Your Honor,
I'm not going to argue with anybody, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I'm not always right. I try to be, but I'm not arguing with anybody. Okay, so if the appellate court needs me to tell them why I did what I did, well, I'm probably going to have to say maybe I shouldn't have done that. But that's it, Ms. Schoen. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Submit your judgment today. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm losing my patience. You keep interrupting me. Listening is a virtue. Can't you see? Math is easy. There's only one right answer here. You bounce the check. Let's make the record clear. 931 and 4 cents on the line. Pay the rent by the 14th, and I will buy you some time. I don't care about your emails. Let's terminate